Have you ever experienced any racial discrimination because we are Asian, living in another society? Have you ever experienced something like this?
What's the cause of hate? If you really think about that, like what makes a person hate something?
Hello everyone, how you guys? ご意味皆さんご機嫌いかがでしょうか？今日も可能性無限大 This is タロサックということで今日の動画では外国人に聞いた差別されたことありますか？というテーマでやっていきたいと思います。結構こういうコメント来るんですよね。海外で長く生活してて差別された経験ありませんか？海外にすごく興味があるんですけど、ニュースで見るような差別があるって考えると怖いですみたいなね。正直これに関しては実際のところこうどうなってるのか気になってる人結構多いんじゃないかなと思うんですよ。で、僕の経験を話してじゃあ僕がそれについてどう思うのかを話すのもいいんですけど、そういう動画って YouTube 上に結構上がってるので、今日はここオーストラリアのシドニーにいる人たち何人かに実際にこれについて差別された経験はあるのか、そしてその時どうしたか、あとそれについてどう思ってるのかっていうところまで聞いていってですね、今日は深いインタビュー動画をお届けしたいと思います。僕のチャンネルでは様々なトピックに関する外国人へのインタビュー動画を毎週配信してます。見るだけで頭の中がグローバル化すること間違いなし。面白いと思ってもらえた方はチャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。タロサックの公式ブログ現代リアル英会話研究室ではタロサックのインタビュー動画が全て記事になって登場してます。動画を見ながらね一緒に記事を読むことによってその場でわからない単語とか熟語の意味を全て調べられるようになってますし、なおかつ発音までね調べられるようになってます。参考書とかね単語帳でね勉強するの大事だけどなかなか続かないんですっていう人も楽しいトピックと一緒に継続して勉強できるようになってますので、ぜひですねスマホの画面に皆さん追加していただいて毎日継続して勉強するツールとしてね使っていただけたらと思いますので、概要欄のリンクから皆さん遊びに来てください。ということで今日も早速インタビュー行きましょう。Where are you from?
I'm from Thailand.
Are you from Thailand?
Yes.
Hey, how long have you been in Australia now?
I've been in Australia for five years.
5 years, quite a long time. I feel like it's great to get out of our own country and live in another country, you know, with lots of other cultures and stuff like that. Has it been influencing you in a good way to live in another country and society?
Yeah, it's very in a good way. Yeah.
Why do you think so?
Because it let me see like lots of things.
Yeah.
So we can compare that like, okay, here is like this. My country is like this, so we can see the world.
All right.
Like the world is not just in the one point. You know what I
true,
mean?
true,
Yeah.
true. Well, you can see things that you cannot see if you only live in Thailand.
Yeah.
But because you live here and with the diversity, you can see many new things and you can compare. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's good to live in other countries, but also it can be hard, you know, sometimes, right? I want to ask you, what was the hardest moment or hardest thing you had since you started living in Australia?
No family.
No family. You miss your family.
Yeah, of course. I come here alone. So everything like you need to be like just only go, not back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
One way
only
road.
very hard for me. It's not like our home.
Last question and the main question of this interview. I make contents like this about, you know, the different cultures and different people. Fortunately, I get lots of viewers every second, every minute to my videos. And I get lots of comments like this from people, especially who are planning to come overseas. Like they ask me, have you ever experienced any racial discrimination because we are Asian, living in another society? Have you ever experienced something like this?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah?
have.
Can I ask what happened to you?
It's like we just walk around the city and I see some people say like they talk bad like Asian, yeah. I'm just ignore it.
You just ignore?
Just
Oh, okay.
ignore and walk away.
Yeah. Do you think it's happening quite often to you or to your friends?
Not often.
Not
just,
often.
Just sometimes.
Okay. Do you care about this? Because some people who watch my video, they give me a comment. They worry about it. They want to come overseas, but they worry about it. Do you care?
I think I don't care.
I don't care.
Yeah, I think problem is not our. It's them. So why do we need to care? Okay, if you wanna talk or bullies or something, it's you, not me.
Yeah, true.
Fix themselves.
I like your personality, but it's true though. It's very true. Thank you for your strong words. Kopunka, where are you from?
Zim and then Australia.
How long have you been in Australia for now?
Probably like 14 years.
I believe that it's good to get out of your own country and come to live in another society, which makes you, which made me wiser. And I'm more like a flexible person because I get lots of cultures in the background when I'm working and when I live here. Do you feel that it's been influencing you in a good way to live in another society?
I think honestly the best thing to do in your life is to experience different things.
Yeah.
And when you do that, you can then judge and compare, and you can see the world
Yeah, that's true.
in a different manner, if you know what I mean.
In a different manner, yeah.
Yeah, so you can see the world from this standpoint,
Yeah.
this standpoint. And when you're able to do that, you get such a bigger worldview on things.
That is definitely true.
So with such a bigger perspective on different things,
Yeah.
you've got more of an idea of understanding of other people. So I think that's the
Yeah.
best thing to do, to be honest.
That is 100% correct. I feel that too. However, it can be a little bit difficult, a little bit hard to live in another country, another society as well. Have you had any difficult moment or difficult thing since you started living in Australia?
Life without challenges. What's that? Imagine playing a game, right?
Yeah.
And you've played it 1,000 times.
Yeah.
You know every little detail of what's going to happen. So all the challenges that come your way, you already know they're coming.
Yeah.
Is that a fun game?
No.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
I make a contents like this. I get lots of comment from people, especially who are planning to go overseas or live overseas. Have you ever experienced any racial discrimination? Lots of people are worried about this. You're from another country. Have you ever experienced something like this in Australia?
It's a good question. What's the cause of hate?
What's the cause? Maybe different culture, simply country, color of skin, pretty much so many things, religion.
Exactly. What takes a person to hate something? If you really think about that, what takes a person to hate? What makes a person hate something?
Lack of confidence, maybe something unhappiness happening to their life.
There's your answer.
So which means that you would say you don't have to worry about it.
I'm just saying that there's your answer.
Like I said, lots of people who are worried about this, and when that happened to them, what's your advice is gonna be?
If you're Asian and someone hates you because you're Asian, there's 8 billion people in the world.
You don't have to worry about just a specific person like that.
You got other people who love you already, so it's
That is so true. Thank you very much. Where are you from?
I come from China.
Do you think it has been influencing you in a good way to live in Australia?
Yeah, I think it is. The multiple cultures affect me a lot. They got me more thoughts and more experience with different people from different countries.
Yeah.
That's the experience you cannot find in your own country.
Yeah, right, true. However, sometimes it can be hard as well.
Yeah,
right?
I think so. Because when I first come to Australia, I have no friends here, so I sometimes will feel lonely. But after I live here 2 years or maybe a few months, you can come around with some friends. And you can make new friends and new friend circle, and you enjoy it.
Gradually, you can build an environment around you which suits you, which you can like.
Yeah.
It takes a time, but when you start working and when you go to school, you get lots of friends and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Main question and the last question of this interview. This can be a little bit tricky, but I hope you can help me out. Okay. I get lots of comments like this. Hey, Tarosak, because you live in Australia for a long time, have you ever experienced racial discrimination? Have you ever experienced something like that?
I haven't been there, but one of my friends said during the COVID-19 time, just one local in Australia comes to meet my friend. He will talk dirty words or
really?
Just walk by the local person and the man just say some rude words to her. That's pretty.
If that happened to you, what would you do?
I think I'll just ignore them.
Just ignore them.
Yeah, because if you talk to them, you may have more argue or maybe you will fight.
Yeah, you don't need a hate.
Yeah. I think ignore them is the best way.
It's the best way.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you too. Thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Adelaide, South Australia.
Oh, so you're Australian?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Would you mind my asking what's your background?
So my mum came here from Singapore
Okay.
not too long ago. Yeah.
Okay. Your dad?
My dad was from South Australia.
Oh, so your dad is Australian, but your mom has an Asian background. She's from Singapore.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you feel that there is some positive side, that positive thing that you get because you have an Asian background and live in this society?
Yeah, absolutely. It's let me kind of get a wider perspective on all the things that Australia has to offer, because there's a lot here with different cultures.
Yeah.
And it's a lot easier to connect with different things in Australia if
Yeah.
you already have some cultural background that isn't just one.
right.
So I know a lot of my relatives come here from Singapore.
Oh, yeah?
And they get here and it's obviously very new, but there's always other people that have similar experiences, and it's easier to find people
To help.
And to talk
together,
to.
to
Yeah,
talk to.
yeah.
What was the hardest thing or the hardest moment you had because you had the Asian background, if you have something?
Yeah. A lot of the time growing up here with the Asian background, you wouldn't really always fit in at school, especially where I'm from. There's a lot of born and raised like fully Australian people here. It can be tough because there's some prejudice, not so much from other people, but self-imposed onto yourself.
Self-imposed, onto yourself.
And you just got to kind of accept your own self and your own culture, and it becomes a lot easier when you become your own person instead of trying to be what other people want you to be.
Yeah, right. This is important.
Yeah.
I get lots of comments like this. Have you ever had any racial discrimination since you live in Australia? Have you ever had something like that?
Not really, no. Nothing major. Occasionally there's someone, drunk out in public making remarks, but I've never had anyone physically or verbally abuse me in a significant way.
Okay.
Because of my culture, yeah, no.
Since I'm from a very countryside in Japan, there's not much diversity. They're all Japanese people pretty much.
Yeah.
That's why I don't remember that we got the education about, the discriminations and stuff when we were kids.
Yeah.
But here, there's a diversity, right?
Yeah.
And do you remember you learned something about, discriminations and stuff in school? Like you can't do this or blah, blah, blah?
Yeah, it's a really big thing, especially
Was it?
recently, because we've been doing a lot of stuff with the younger generations about regarding the indigenous cultures. As time goes on, people are becoming much, much less prejudiced towards everybody. School system's doing an okay job at the moment.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they're getting better and better, but it is still something that occasionally a problem with some generally older people, and also actually quite often angry teenagers.
Angry teenagers,
Yeah.
Thank you for the great educational stories.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, and enjoy Sydney.
Yeah, I will do. Thank you very much.
Where are you from?
From Mongolia.
Mongolia.
Yeah.
How long have you been in Australia now?
I just come here 2 months ago.
2 months ago.
Yeah. Before that, I used to live in Japan. I have been lived in Japan for 4 years. Yeah.
あれ日本語喋れます？
喋れます。
日本語と英語どっちが？
日本語の方が
じゃあ日本語で
はい
インタビューさせてください。なんで日本に？
自分は日本が好きだったんで、モンゴルって親日な人が多いんで。
あ、そうなんですか？
そうなんですよ。
それで興味があって
で日
日本に
本に行った感じですね。
なるほど。ちょっと聞きたいんですけど、自分の国を出て、外国に行って、住むと、いろんなカルチャー、いろんな文化とか、考え方とか違って、結構いいインフルエンス、影響があると思うんですね、人生に。なんかそういうのって日本に住んで感じたりしました？
もちろんね、自分は日本に行ったのは初めて海外に行ったんで、いろいろ刺激を受けて、日本語をもう日本で勉強したんですけれど、本当にその日本人の素晴らしいところとか、いろいろ人間のその温かいところとかいっぱい感じたと思うんですね。
逆に僕はオーストラリアに住んでて、いいところもたくさんあるんですけど、難しいところもあるじゃないですか。外国住んでるとちょっと難しいみたいな。
日本に住んでた時の
なんかあります？
そうですね、最初の頃は日本語全く一言も喋れないで行ったんでそれも一つの難しいところだったんですね。あとは自分はその後就職活動をしたんで、日本語1年間ぐらい勉強して、直接日本のその就職活動、一般の大学生とかと一緒にやったんで、そこはちょっとチャレンジでしたね。
オーストラリアはどうですか？
自分が感じたのは、住みやすい国ではあると思うんですね。
なるほど。
はい、あとは日本に比べてやっぱりちょっと一番大きな違いを取るって言ったら、ここはやっぱり移民国家なんで、日本は外国人も今結構いるんですけど、そのメインな文化は日本のその文化ですよね。
あ、そっか、日本の文化が強い。
強いというか、そうですね、その主体がオーストラリアだとあんまり分からないですよね、どこが主体。
ダイバーシティがすごいから。
ダイバーシティ、すごいダイバーシティ、みんないろいろ人間いろいろいて
みんな好きな文化生きてる感じ。確かに確かに。これ最後の質問なんですけど、海外に行って差別されたことありませんか？こういうのって経験あります？オーストラリアだと。
自分の感じた感じはあんまりないんだと思うんですね。はい、特に自分は日本語英語が下手なんで、でも英語でそのオーストラリアの人たちに何か声かけたり聞いたりすると、下手でも人たち全く気にしないっていうような、そういうのが結構印象的でしたよね。
日本ではそういうことあったりしました？
誤解を恐れずにちょっと言うと、ほとんどの人たちは温かいだと思うんですね。確かにちょっと違うのはそういう日本の文化が主体的ということも申し上げたんですけれど、ものすごい一部を例えば日本に行ったら日本のルールとかを従いというのが、そのルールというのはキーワードになると思うんですね。日本はルールが強い。オーストラリアと自分もちょっとパートタイムのアルバイトとかやっても、ルールというものは一番大きな違いだと思うんですね。
確かに確かに。
自由でやればいいというような感じですね、ここは。日本はそのルールに従うということにはちょっと苦労したんですね、自分は。そこは自分のふるさととちょっと違ったところだと思います。
外国人だからこういうふうに言われてるのかなとか、こういうふうに扱われてるのかな。
それはないんだと思う。それは日本人の他の日本人と一緒にやりなさいというような要求だったと思うんです、ね。
なるほど。他の日本人みたいにやりなさい。やってれば大丈夫だよみたいな。
差別されたことではないですね。ただそう。
なるほど。じゃあ特にないんですね、そういうこと。お兄さん最初話しかけるとき日本人かと思いました、正直。見た目が日本人かと。
自分よく言われるんですよ。たまに日本人に日本の方ですかって聞かれるんですよ。違いますって日本語で考えるんですけど。
違いますって日本語で。面白い。
コンフュージョン。
確かにそれ面白い。ありがとうございました。
こちらこそありがとうございました。
はい、ということでですね、今日は実は今まであえてやらなかったこの差別についてのインタビューをやってきました。オーストラリアに住んでるねアジア人の皆さん、そうだな、やっぱり数年住んでると 1,2 回あるのかなぐらいな感じでしたね。僕も実はですね、オーストラリア来たばかりの7年前ぐらいですね、シドニーの夜繁華街を歩いていた時に若者の前を通る時にですね、あからさまに北朝鮮に帰れというふうに言われたことがあるんですけど、僕はその時普通に無視しましたね。海外行くにあたってこういうのね結構心配してる人もいると思うんですけど、あえてね僕から、アドバイスをさせていただくと、気にする必要ないと思います。シンガポール人のママを持つねオーストラリア生まれ育ちのお兄さんも言ってました。学校でしっかり教育されてると、絶対ダメだと分かってるのにもかかわらずそういうことを言ってきちゃう人の言葉でへこむ必要って一切ないですよね。何十億人もいるわけですから、この世界にはその一人の人のね言葉に執着する必要っていうのはもう全くなくて、皆さん恐れずにですね海外旅行海外生活楽しみましょう。タロサックの公式 LINE では僕18歳まで B 動詞すら分からず英語力全くのゼロのところから今こうやって英語を話せるようになってます。やっぱりね机の上でずっと勉強するのもすごく大事なんですけど、それだけでは絶対英語を話せるようにはなりません。英語を話せるようになるためのエッセンスですとか英会話の初めの一歩となる機会を来てくれた方全員に提供させていただいております。今の英語力がゼロだとしても全く関係ありません。英語を話せるようになりたいと思う人がいればぜひ概要欄のリンクからタロサックの公式 LINE 友達追加してください。ニュースとかでたまに見かけたり巷で耳にするこの差別の問題って実際のとこどうなんだろうと思ってたんだけど、あんまりみんな気にしてないんだって。オーストラリアはとりあえず大丈夫そう。来月あたり新潟にでも旅行行ってね美味しいご飯とお酒でも堪能しようかなと思ってたんだけど、やっぱりオーストラリアにしようかなって思い始めちゃってるあなたがそこにいるのであれば、見るだけで頭の中グローバル化しちゃったんだよ。最後まで見てくれた皆さんありがとうございます。面白いと思ってもらえた方はチャンネル登録忘れずに、高評価も忘れずに、また次の動画でお会いしましょう。バイフォーナウ。